Hello again, YouTube. I'm just making this video. Gonna try to make it quick. I actually had a really interesting dream last night. Not sure if I'd consider it apocalyptic or not, but I was having troubles falling asleep last night. It was about 4 in the morning. I just could not sleep. Not sure why, but so I decided to attempt some lucid dreaming techniques. A lucid dream is, for those of you who haven't heard the term, it's also called cognizant dreaming. It's the type of dream where you basically either can force yourself to start a dream like this, or you can realize in the middle of a dream that you're dreaming. So I was doing this for at least 15 minutes. I'm just thinking of my breathing, and at first I realized at one point that I was asleep. Like, I don't know how. Like, I just heard myself thinking in my head, okay, I'm asleep now. And, like, I jerked awake, and I was like, darn it, I was getting there. But, the second time, like I said, this is all happening after 4 a.m. this morning. And I was tempted after having this dream just to get up and do this video right there and then, but I thought, I'm not gonna make it, I'm not gonna be able to talk that much with that level of consciousness. So I decided to wait until I was awake. And I figured I wouldn't forget anything, because I sat there thinking about it after I had it for a while. But, so like I said, I don't see this as any, like, apocalyptic type thing as much as it's just really interesting. And just something different to think about, I guess. Don't know what to think about it, really. But, the second time around, just practicing lucid dreaming last night, or this morning, I knew I was asleep. And for, like, a few seconds, I caught this image of, there's a girl laying in the grass. The setting was, like, really green, really pretty. Almost like a painting. There was a girl laying in the grass. I didn't see her face. I couldn't tell who she was. And there was a guy crouched over her. Really flawless face, really long flowing, either white or really light blonde hair. He was bent over the girl, and he had something in his hand that looked like, at first looked like an arrow, I guess. And he was starting to stand. Like, he had it in his hand, and he was in the process of standing up from a crouching position, like, over this girl. And I saw it. It was weird, because I remember asking myself, am I dreaming this? Like, in my head. And it's almost like the man looked at me. So it was like I started a dream, but I couldn't control anything yet. And I woke up, and I was like, darn it! I knew I was dreaming, why couldn't I do anything? But there wasn't much to do. All I saw was this guy with an arrow standing over this girl laying in the grass. And he looked really formal, he had like robes of some sort on, really brightly colored. His hair was long and really, who's the guy I'm looking for? Fabio-esque. Reminded, like, just that kind of, really got that kind of super manly, but in touch with his feminine side kind of person. So I woke up and started to focus on my breathing again, started to fall asleep again, and was thinking of this same image and thinking, I need to finish this, I need to fall back to sleep, and I need to finish whatever, I need to finish wherever this was going. So, I started to see it again, and then it's like, it continued, like, on command, like I fell back to sleep, and continued to dream. I still couldn't control anything, but it was almost like what came to mind when I first saw him was, this is an angel. Like, the man was an angel of some sort, with this arrow in his hand. And when the dream continued, when I fell back to sleep, I saw him pick the arrow up, and it happened really fast this time. He stood up, and he had 6 white, feathery wings, just your basic, stereotypical angel wings. He had 6 of them. He stood up and spread his wings out and just shot straight up through the trees. And it was like, if there was a camera, it would have been following this angel from behind. And he produced a bow out of nowhere and was getting ready to shoot this arrow while flying just through the clouds. It was really awesome just to see this. So it was like, he drew the arrow back, he was up in the clouds, it was bright and sunny and everything, and he shot. And for a while, the perspective followed the arrow through the clouds, and then dropped out of nowhere, straight down, through the clouds, through trees, through grass, through dirt, and into the ground through like this tiny little hole. And it entered what pretty much looked to me like hell. There's the fire, the random pillars of stone just sounded angry. Fire billowing from everywhere, and it looked like from this little mound of rock, this smoky, flaming thing that like didn't really have much of a form other than its wings and its face. It had this really grisly face just cut out of these flames and the smoke, and otherwise it just kind of unfurled like wings. Just almost like this evil flying book of smoke and fire. Just came off of this mound of rock in what looked like hell, and just came up really fast through the hole that like the perspective kind of went through, and went straight up into the air, and began following the arrow as if to stop it from reaching its destination or to catch it or something. And I followed the arrow's perspective some more, and then it panned over to a girl. Again, I couldn't see her face, couldn't tell who she was, but she was sobbing really hard on her knees at the edge of a cliff. On one side of the cliff was like fire and smoke, and on the other side that she was still on, there was like greenery, and the sky was blue and it looked nice, but she was on the edge of this really sharp cliff. Just came to a point like this, she would have been right at the point. So the arrow was coming towards her, and the demon, I guess, was coming towards her. Then the clouds above her formed into a hand and picked her up and just took her straight up into what looked like a body of clouds, like a human form carved out in the clouds. Just kind of carried her up. And I didn't remember anything beyond that until I saw what looked like this maybe heavenly market of some sort. I don't imagine us having to buy things in heaven, I don't know, whatever. It just looked like a place where you can buy food, like your average market type area with little booths with food and stuff. And a girl, I believe it was the same girl, but again, I don't know who this was. I didn't see her face or anything. It seemed like she had dark hair, that's all I remember. She was walking around this little market area with a bunch of other people in white robes, and there was somebody, this man, about half her height, really short, like really short man, just like holding hands with her, and just almost like walking her around this market. And they were talking about something, and if I remember correctly, the man said something like, "You're not supposed to leave without the ferryman's permission." And they came to this big gate. She just kind of pushed it open a little bit and slid through and came to these trees, these really green, lush trees, and she just left. And the man wasn't with her, I don't think. And that's all I remember. But I woke up and wanted to make this video, but thought, I'm probably too tired. So, I don't know how to take it, but it really just felt different. I don't know, like it really felt like it meant something. Maybe not prophetic as much as just some angelic vision or something. Comment, message me if you want, take it or leave it. Thank you for watching if you do. I'll stop here.